So now we are in the Chowk area of Lucknow. This place is hell and delightful at the same time. The idea is simple. We need to go to Tunday Kababi to enjoy the Galati kebabs. They're the world famous Galati kebabs. The trouble is, where do I go? Now I asked the people. The Uber driver dropped me over here because he cannot take me into the alleys and the bylanes of Chowk where the iconic restaurant is located. So I asked the people out here, and it seems you have to go into this bylane or the alley in front of me to reach the restaurant. So let's try to navigate ourselves. If only I can cross this road, which mercifully I can now. So we are heading towards this bylane, and you can just look at this vibe out here. There are shops on both the sides. There are hawkers and vendors selling all kinds of wares. There are shoes and chappals, and there is all kinds of wares out here with the hawkers. And just look at this place. It's absolutely crazy, and that's the vibe of Lucknow for you. So I'll keep on going inside this bylane now. I've been given to understand that somewhere down this lane you have to turn left, and then you get to encounter the world famous Tunday Kababi. Now, the Tunday Kababi restaurant in Lucknow is so famous that it has got multiple outlets. However, I chose to come over here to the Chowk area because I'm given to understand that this Tunday Kababi is the oldest in Lucknow and probably was the first one to be started. So I just took the courage to come out over here. It actually takes courage to come to the Chowk area because it's so crowded, and well, it's a little bit of a fun in its own way as well. So let's see if we can make it to the restaurant, which is the Tunday Kababi restaurant. There's all kinds of shops out here. There's shoes, there are the women's wear, there are jewelers out here, footwear shops, clothes and dress material. You have Zevar Mahal out here. This place is, a delight for all the shoppers. I'll probably have to ask someone where exactly is the Tunday Kababi now, because we are almost near the end of our bylane, and I still can't figure out where it is. भाईजान टुंडे कबाबी की साइड है कॉर्नर पे थैंक यू so very friendly people, and he told me that it's right at the corner. Let's see where it is. I don't see it still. There is a restaurant here. Is that the one? Well, let's see. Indeed, that's the world famous Tunday Kababi. Is this the restaurant? Is this a world famous restaurant? Just look at this place. If you would have just removed this Tunday Kababi board from here and would have asked me to come to dine in this area, I would consider it beneath myself to dine in this area. However, here are those delectable world famous Tunday kebabs, which is basically made of minced meat, and these act like the magnets to attract the world and people from Gurgaon like me over here. Let's take a look at these kebabs for a sec. There's a very hot oven out here. It's almost like a angithi, and there's minced meat, and this minced meat is served with these parathas, and it seems that they melt in the mouth, but we'll presently find out ourselves. Let's go inside the restaurant itself. The place is absolutely, madness out here. Just look at all the people out here who have come here to enjoy these kebabs which are being made over here, and here are the parathas which are being cooked, and here are the world famous kebabs, minced meat kebabs. And I'm given to understand that there are two kinds of kebabs out here. One is made out of the minced meat of water buffalo, and the second one is made out of the minced meat of the goat, or the mutton kebab. So that's the way it is. And here is the restaurant itself. There's no music, There are some normal stools and chairs and tables, and there's a lot of noise out here, but people are not caring. They're just sitting over here and they're enjoying their kebabs. It's absolute madness out here. It looks like it looks like, you know, it's not that kind of a restaurant which you would expect after hearing everything about Tunday Kababi. But this place has its own parochial charm. And what I'm going to do now is I'll find myself a seat and sit over here, and maybe somewhere over here. And I'll sit down over here along with a bunch of people who are having the kebabs. And let's see what the restaurant has to offer to me. I'll probably order a plate of the buffalo kebabs and a plate of the mutton kebabs, and then I can compare. Let's see what they have on the menu though. I see the menu out here, which is Tunday Kababi Chowk, Lucknow. And there you go. The first item is a buffalo kebab with 4 pieces. You can have half of it and mutton kebab. I hope you will have mutton kebab and I'll have the buffalo kebab. And then you have lots of other kebabs, biryanis and a lot of chicken barbecue items. But well, this place is famous for, you know, these 2 items, which is buffalo kebab and the mutton kebab, which are the galati kebabs. So let's go, let's order something. And I'm joined by one stranger out here who is also joining a table out here because there are no other free tables and I'm single out here. And the waiter simply just knows exactly what I want. I just told him I want a buff kebab and I want a mutton kebab, and he straight away gave me this plate of I don't know which one is what, but let's find out. सर आप जानते हैं ये बफ कबाब है या मटन है? ये बफ कबाब है? ये अच्छा. So this is the buff kebab. They don't serve beef out here because that's a taboo. But you know, what you call beef is actually the water buffalo kebabs. And he's also told me that he's gonna bring the mutton kebabs. I'm really excited. So this is the kebab which he's brought in, and now he's gonna bring the paratha as well, I suppose. They serve it with some onions, and I'm gonna presently feast myself on these kebabs. I'm just waiting for the mutton kebabs to come as well, along with the parathas, and then we'll go all out and enjoy this feast. That's why we are here. From Gurgaon to Lucknow in the Chowk area, which is absolute madness, at the world famous Tunday Kababi, the oldest Tunday Kababi for the Galati Kebabs restaurant in Lucknow. And the parathas are also here. Mutton kebabs abhi aa rahe hain, right? Abhi aa rahe hain, and in the meantime the parathas are there and we have the buff kebabs. So let's try to take a bite of this. So I'll go ahead and take a bite of the paratha, and it's actually piping hot. So I'll be careful not to burn my fingers, and more importantly not burn my tongue. So here I go and I take a bite of this paratha with the buff kebabs, and I'll go ahead and and try to capture this moment and try to eat this. So here I go. I'm going to take the buff kebab. I'm taking a piece of the buff kebab and I'm tasting it. My word, this paratha actually melts in the mouth. And then it is stuffed with the galati kebab, which itself is almost like melting in the mouth. The two together, the paratha and the kebab, magic in your mouth. And it's worth coming from Gunti-Nagar all the way to this hellish Chowk area in Lucknow to enjoy these kebabs which are coming over here. So this I'm having a mutton kebab. Such a silky texture. Melts in the mouth, paratha is so good. But you know what? At the risk of being socially ostracized, I would say that I like the buff kebabs better in terms of taste and the kind of kick it gives in the mouth when you take it to the paratha. I think each one their own. You don't eat the buff kebab because of various reasons. You still won't miss much if you go with the mutton kebabs. So here's the billing being done. The waiter takes you to the counter and then gives you the thing. And it just cost me 160 rupees for the entire meal, which consists of 3 parathas and 2 plates of kebabs. Left 20 bucks as a tip for the waiter. And I've got the money back right now over here. I suppose there's no things like UPI etc. over here. Maybe there is, but I'm just paying cash over here. This place is absolute madness. And just have one last look at the way these kebabs are being made. There's a minced meat which is made into small pieces and then put on this frying pan. Absolute delight. This just melts in the mouth. And the parathas, they themselves melt in the mouth. So overall, worth a visit out here. And it's just so cheap. Just 160 bucks, guys, and one hell of a meal out here. I recommend all the non-veggie people to at least visit once over here, and you won't regret it. Coming out of the bylanes of the Chowk area, where we had a feast in the Tunday Kababi, I see a lot of these street hawkers selling this white kind of a thing. And I don't know exactly what it is, but people seem to be standing around the hawkers and they seem to be enjoying the feast. Let's have a look at what people are eating out here. Seems like a heavy portion, and it's some kind of a cheese or a mawa dish. Sir ji, ये क्या खा रहे हैं आप?
मक्खन।
मक्खन? और ये मीठा होता है?
हाँ सर।
अच्छा, चलिए हम भी शौक फरमाते हैं।
जी हाँ,
आप भी इंजॉय करिए। अच्छा भाई, एक छोटा पोर्शन बना सकते हो? छोटा, सबसे छोटा पोर्शन, सबसे छोटा बनाइए। Now this guy has got this entire stuff out here, and I was just told it's makhan. How could you eat makhan? So I have asked him for the smallest portion available at this place, which itself seems quite monumental. Oh my God! I'll have to eat an additional tablet of metformin to control my blood sugar levels. So he tops it up with some sauce, maybe some kind of a rabdi, and then here's a treat. So let's go ahead and enjoy it. I have this portion with some rabdi topping on it inside. Very light and not very sweet as I was scared earlier, but it's very fluffy. Really melts in the mouth. So it's not as heavy as it looks like. It's almost like cotton ball. This thing melts in the mouth. And I think I can eat all of it without actually getting worried about my blood sugar levels. Every recommended after a nice dinner at Tunday Kababi, you must have this makhan out here from these hawkers. Thank you. Okay, there you also get, unfortunately that's the reality of life, you get beggars like these. There's a small girl out here who's asking me for some money. तुम्हें खाना खाना है, भूख लग रही है, तो मक्खन खाओगी? मक्खन खाओगी? इधर आओ, हम तुम्हें मक्खन दिलाते हैं। चलो उधर, इधर आओ।
हाँ जी सर।
इस छोटी सी बच्ची को जरा एक प्लेट मक्खन खिला देना।
एक प्लेट रहेगी?
हाँ, कितने का आता है एक प्लेट?
80 रुपए की।
कितने की?
80 रुपए की।
80 भी, 40 की मिल रही थी, छोटी वाली बनाओ। हाँ, 40 की छोटी प्लेट बनाइए, क्योंकि बच्ची भी छोटी है। ठीक है, तुम्हें छोटी प्लेट मिलेगी। Preparing this treat for this little kid. Well, that's the reality of India, you know. These kids, I'm not sure where their parents are, but there you are. She gets a treat and she goes away. You're welcome. But that's okay. Here is the 40 bucks for the treat out here. This time I'm not going to tip. I'm going to take my tenner back. He's asking for 2 tenners. Can't believe it. Well, this is a Chowk area. On one side, people are enjoying the treats. On the other side, people don't have anything to eat. I get my tenner back and I pocket it. Well, that's a sad reality of life as well. A little bit disheartening that while I'm enjoying all these goodies, there are people actually who are hungry. But hopefully, you know, our government is doing work to settle all this, and I really don't know how to solve this, but I suppose each one of us can try to feed these hungry kids instead of giving them money. Probably that's the best way to go. It's almost a miracle that I actually got an Uber from the core network area of the crowded Chowk, which I showed you previously. And now I'm heading back to my hotel, and then I'll have a good night's sleep. And tomorrow morning after breakfast, we'll head towards Varanasi. And let's see what Varanasi has in store for us. So see you around.